Hello again, YouTube's LASIK Starts and Collectibles. You can see I've upped my production value, so look at me. I don't know if anyone out there uses OBS as free software, and I'm getting another camera so I can run dual cameras, but this is just basically screen share and a camera at the same time. Pretty easy to use. Never used anything like it before, and I watched one video and I figured out a lot of the things for it. But anyways, we got a 20 card submission here. I went through hundreds of cards to get this 20 card submission. It's not easy. If you think you're just going to buy cards off eBay and start submitting to PSA and expect to get 10s, you're wrong. So I'm just going to tell you that straight up. You're buying cards off eBay to submit, don't do it. I've gotten lucky in the past and unlucky. I think I've done three PSA videos in the last year, and I'm tinting about 80% of my cards. But the thing is, I'm going through. For the 20 cards here that I probably went through 150 to submit 20. And there's 4 or 5 cards in here that I'm not sold on. But it'll increase their value because I'm pretty sure they're going to be 9s at the worst. If they end up 80, and I'll crack them, sell them raw, because I can still list them as near mint or better. I just take the loss, take the hit. And just to saying, it's like I was looking at this very clean surface, got minor print lines on the back, thought about sending it in. You're gonna pass on it. I was wondering how they would maybe look at the back. The surface is really clean, and I was wondering how they take the surface. I pulled this card. I pulled most of these cards. I mean, I looked through all these cards. I mean, these are still going for like 50, 60 bucks in a PSA 10. These would have been a little bit better, but print lines on the back, just junk on the front. I mean, the select retail, all in all, was just basically, for lack of a better term, was trash. So we went through a ton of cards. I mean, I was going to maybe send a couple of these in there, keep one for the PC, may try to sell one. Perfectly centered. Nope. Got service issues. Pulled this one, bought one. Nope. There's surface junk all over it. Can't send it in. The one I bought, still never mint or better. Can't send it back. So, I mean, the last video I opened it, good to go. And nothing you can do. So it is what it is. I got another stack of cards here that I'm still going to look through, some lower end stuff. I got like 30 Justin Fields I want to send in. I'm going to crack this bad boy and look at, I'm pretty sure there's a couple services, John. This is waited 18 months for this, and it's got damage on it, so I'm going to see if I can send it back to PSA when I crack it. Or not PSA, to Panini. Maybe I can get a whatever. I should just sold the Redemption when I had it. Redemption was selling between 800 and 1,000 bucks. Now the card, a couple of them sold for around 500. I doubt they're selling for that now. But anyways, just the whole point is I've had these cards sitting in these sleeves because I sent my other one that I prioritized them. I should have sent them in then. Now, instead of this being a $60 or $70 card, it's like a $25 to $30 card. This is now like a $60 card, and it has some issues on the back. So don't think I can send it in. So my thing is, if it ain't worth at least 50, 60 bucks in a 10, you're not going to get your money back if you 9 it. 9, you can probably break even. 8, you're screwed. So don't be sending in stuff it's going to 8. Or try not to. I've had a few 8s. I've had a few like just weird off the wall things happen. Kind of is what it is. You can see my list of what I got in here. Real easy process here. Their search algorithm is much better. Much better than it used to be. So it wasn't really hard for me to find. Some of them kind of got, they got the crazy numbers like this Stephen Kwan or this Julio. They can just put it in just like that, and it's going to pop up, be the top thing on the search. Sometimes they weren't the top thing on the search. Kind of look for them. Like this Josh Giddey I have, which is a blue. It's at the retail blue. They should have put retail blue in there. It's the only blue they had. So we're just So anyways, I feel these cards scaring me. This card's clean, centered, good to go. Nothing. That's his SP. This one, I think we're pretty good. Pretty solid on. This is still selling for about 60 bucks. A Stephen Kwan home for 80 to 100. This is a pretty decent sized card. Pulled a lot of Prism retail. When I was opening this stuff 8 or 9 months ago, I should have just sold it all raw and moved on. I kept a lot of it, and it's everything. You know what's gone. It's the market just keeps on correcting. So this card was, if I'd have turned in the first time around, probably got 450 or 500 for it. Now the last sale was like 295 for a PSA 10. Should have sold it raw for 200. This card I'm not too worried about. I've already gemmed a couple of these. Have one for my PC one. This one's good to go. About $60 card and a 10. These are about the same. One of these has like one little minor like pin hole in there, and it's hard to see. It just can't hardly even tell it's there. So we're seeing kind of testing the waters a little bit. So my membership's up here in the end of May, and I'm not going to redo it. I said I'm just going to give you one little quick word of advice. I said I didn't learn the hard way because I did well. I got lucky in some instances, but if you're trying to buy cards on eBay and turn around and flip them by sending them the PSA and grading them and praying you're going to get 10s, I wouldn't do it, because I'm going to tell you right now, I went through hundreds of cards just to get 20. That's a long, laid out process, lots of hours in. No thank you. I'm done. I'm just going to buy them graded. Maybe if I get some bangers, I'll send them in, because you got to do bulk, you got to pay the $100 a year, and I'm not worried about that anymore. I'm tired. I got one more order I'm going to send in. I'm going to send like a 40 card order in after this one. I got a bunch of Justin Fields. I just need to go re-look through them again, make sure we're good, because I want to go to Nationals. I want to bring as many Justin Fields as I can with me. Anyways, portrait last year, these are really high gem rate. You can tell centering's perfect. Corners are good. No print lines. Should be good to go on this one. This one was really clean. If you know anything about this product, lots of QC issues. Like I have a couple of these, pulled one, bought one, both no way they're going in. Got shit all over them. People will put their card. I would never buy a card on eBay that is put in the sleeve. I want to see it naked much as best as I can, see if I can see anything on it. This card was naked. I bought one on there, but it had a dimple right here in the bottom right-hand corner, and the guy that I bought it from had it turned so the shine was coming through and I couldn't see the dimple. So there's people who are going to do stuff like it. Maybe he did it on purpose, maybe he didn't, or she, whoever it was, however they identify, I don't care. It's shady. So if you're, like I said, if you're looking to buy on and flip and send a PSA, good luck. I wouldn't advise doing it. Bought this one on eBay. Not worried about this one's really clean. There's one little something going on there, but I'm not worried about it. Good to go. Now, here's where the worry begins. If you know anything about what's going on here, you know what these cards probably cost. Nothing crazy, but I'm probably in close to these. I paid $63 for each one of these and $32 for this one. So if you do the math, shipping and everything, looking across the board, I'm in probably $175-ish. Now, surface clean on these two, no issues. Problem is there's issues on the back. One little issue here is kind of like almost looks like a very minor, somebody took their fingernail and went like that. Not very deep, so I'm hoping that'll slide. This one, the rose gold, has a print line on the back. So it's like right up here, just a little print line right there. It's a little bit deeper than like a real faint print line, so I'm hoping because it's on the back, they'll let it slide and still tin me. But we're going to find out. My hopes are not high, but if they get a 9, it still increases the value of the card. I'll at least get my shipping, at least get my PSA feedback and everything else. This card, I'm also worried about, not because of any surface defects, because it is clean on the back and clean on the front. But if you look at this card real hard, you're going to notice, oh my God, what is that? Is that a print line? It is not a print line. It's where it's like the atomic refractoring, whatever you want to call it, starts there and goes this way, starts here and go that way. So are they going to nail me for it? I don't know. We're going to find out. Because this card, see, it had been these 3 cards. These have probably been in the 2 to 250 range. So I'll take a little bit of chance. I don't recommend buying cards more. If you want to buy like a bunch of $5 and $10 cards and give it a shot, you know what, you're not going to be out a lot of money. But if you're trying to buy $50, $100, $200 cards and think you're going to send them to PSA and get a 10, it's not as easy to get a 10 as many people think. Even if you see my videos, you see I do really well. It's because I spend hours looking over these cards and cleaning them and doing everything I can, looking over numerous times. It's a long, painstaking process that when you're doing bulk, unless this is your livelihood and your job, it's just the time is not worth it. Josh Jung, retail blue. Not blue. Sorry, not the retail blue. It's just the blue. The retail blue is the dark navy blue. This is the blue and come out of hobby. Already starting off high. Got a couple dingers. If you know anything about these cards, the Bobby Witts are still going for low 100s, PSA 10s. This guy's got potential. At this point in time, probably not but a $40 or $50 card in a 10, but it's got big upside. A lot of people really high on this guy, so we'll see what happens. 2 Bobby Witts here. One of them has a slight little corner issue, very minor, just a smidgen of white. Backs are clean. I think it's the bottom right on one of these cards. I can't remember. As you see, I can't even see it now. So I'm hoping we're good. I'm not worried about these cards. I just want to get 110. Not worried about the Julio. Clean. Try to just send in a Wander of this stuff too, because Wander's starting off pretty good. Had a print line right across here. So I think this Bowman Platinum's going to have print line issues. Pulled the Quan. Pulled this Giddy Quan's $2.99 out of black. You're probably looking at the card like, boy, that centering's not 60-40. Well, it is 60-40, and actually it's better than 60-40. I had to do a double take like 6 times because I can't send this in if it's worse than 60/40. Top is 55/45, 60/40. So I'm hoping everything else is clean. It's out of $299. It's a black. Could be a decent card, especially if he has another decent year. Anything Josh Giddey's name sells. Too bad this isn't the Prism version. Probably $60, $70 card. Couldn't find any comps on it. And if you're looking for a centering tool, I basically don't ever send anything that's worse than 60/40. And most of the time, I don't send it in unless it's at least 55/45. I don't know if you all out there have seen these, but you can buy these. There's plenty of people on eBay selling them. They give you the numbers. You line the card up there, and then poof, it gives you your percentages that you want to see. So I mean, that's that. I mean, I tried to make this short. Whoa! You knocking over? Got my new camera. Just knocking stuff over. So like I said, I went through hundreds of cards to get 20. So if you got nothing but time in the world to waste, I would almost, if you have somebody you can trust, like I know that there's a couple guys out there on YouTube that you can send them cards and they'll, for like $3 or $4, they will look at them and they will tell you, hey, this has got a chance to gem, and you send it on. So I mean, there are people that do that stuff. I want to say, what's this guy? I can't remember his name. I don't watch his videos anymore. Oh God, what's his name? Frank. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a serious blank here. This is why I should have editing up on the screen, but we can go ahead and look at that right now. I'll go ahead and look at it over here on the other screen. So 502 Frank. Okay, didn't need to look it up, but he does that. I don't know if he still does it, but he does group submissions, and he'll look at your card for a couple bucks and tell you whether or not he thinks it's going to 10 or not. I don't need somebody to do that for me. I should have, the first submission, I would have wished I would have had somebody to kind of go over it with me, because I took a lot of chances, and I paid the price. But there's only 7 cards, but it's 7 cards at $75. I got 3 9s, couple 8s, a 7. So yeah. Anyways, at the time though, those Barry Sanders scores were still selling for $300, so it wasn't a big deal. Not anymore. But anyways, that's that. I'm gonna get this probably wrapped and shipped this weekend, hoping to get it back in about 6 weeks, like the last couple I've sent in. So I will definitely have a reveal video. 5 or 6 of these cards, I'm not too, but it's gonna increase the value. I'll get my money back unless Bobby Witt keeps stinking it up. I'm not going to buy any more Bobby Witt cards, even though he's a local guy. He's stinking it up right now. I'm going to give him another couple weeks. If he stinks it up and his cards start to dry up, I'll start to scoop him up, because I think he's going to be just fine. Just kind of a slow start. But anyways, that's that. You can follow me on Instagram if you wish. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.